This is one of the most important cases you're ever going to hear about. The case of Mayor Eric Adams in New York is the latest example of how the radical left is in complete meltdown over President Trump's iron grip on power, constitutional grip on power. The Trump administration's Department of Justice is showing the Democrats exactly how law and order are supposed to work. And they can't stand it. They can't take it. Eric Adams, once a darling of the left for his sanctuary city policies and anti-Trump rhetoric, suddenly became expendable the moment he chose to cooperate with Trump's immigration enforcement policies and the will of the people. And now the Democrats who once protected him and loved him are throwing him to the wolves. And the media are scrambling to spin the story. But here's the reality. President Trump holds all the cards, and the corrupt Democratic machine is imploding. Now here's why. The Trump DOJ, under the fearless leadership of Attorney General Pam Bondi, made the bold decision to drop Adams' indictment, which carried a potential 45-year prison sentence for bribery and campaign finance crimes. But let's be clear. This was not a favor to Adams. The case was and will be dismissed without prejudice, meaning that President Trump's DOJ can bring it back whenever they see fit or whenever they think it is warranted. That means that Adams is now completely under Trump's control. And the left is panicked because they know what this really is. It's called leverage. It's constitutional leverage. It's legal. It's power. If they had done it, if Biden had done it, you would have never heard anything. There would have been no resignations. See, if Adams steps out of line, he's right back in the courtroom facing the full force of the law. That's what it means. And that's how power works. And Trump is showing the Democrats that their days of lawfare and corruption are over. And as expected, the radical leftist prosecutors in the Southern District of New York threw a temper tantrum. Oh, my God. With the resignations coming from Trump-appointed interim U.S. Attorney Danielle Sassoon, lead prosecutor Hagen Scotton, and several others. Now, these bureaucrats have spent years weaponizing the legal system against Trump and his allies. And now that the game is up, they're running for the exits. They were perfectly fine with politically motivated prosecutions when it came to Trump being the target, when it benefited their side. But now that Trump's calling the shots, they suddenly have a problem with the justice system. Oh no, this is not acceptable. This is an abuse of power. The hypocrisy is stunning. Where were they when President Trump was absolutely beleaguered and bamboozled and just bewildered by lawfare that nobody even thought possible? And then there's Judge Dale Ho, a hard-left Biden appointee who finds himself stuck in the middle of a case that he has really no authority over. Under Rule 48A of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure, the DOJ must file a motion seeking court approval for a case's dismissal. Now, the Democrats are clinging to the desperate hope that Judge Ho will block the dismissal and force the Trump administration to continue prosecuting Adams. Come on. But here's the truth. The court has zero power to compel the DOJ to move forward with a case it doesn't want to prosecute. The executive branch has total control over prosecutions. This is axiomatic. And Trump, as the duly elected president of the United States, has the absolute authority to decide which cases move forward and which ones don't. The left can whine all they want, but Trump is in charge. Remember, when Trump was the victim of lawfare, nobody said a peep. The media are already spinning this as again, a constitutional crisis. Yet another constitutional crisis. But the only crisis here is that the left is losing their grip on power. Former Southern District of New York prosecutors and radical legal groups and the usual parade of anti-Trump activists are filing briefs with the court begging Judge Ho to launch an investigation into why the Trump DOJ wants to drop the case. What? But let's be honest. This isn't about justice. This is about the radical left trying to hold on to their lawfare strategy for as long as possible. The same people who cheered when the Biden DOJ relentlessly pursued President Trump and his allies are now outraged that Trump is using the same justice system to dismantle their corrupt empire. Now, the real meltdown, though, is over the fact that this dismissal leaves Adams completely vulnerable to Trump's DOJ. The Democrats know it, and they're terrified. And if Adams doesn't play ball with the administration, the charges can be reinstated at any time. The leftist legal group Common Cause has even gone so far as to demand that Judge Ho appoint a special prosecutor to go after Adams, essentially bypassing the executive branch altogether. This is how desperate the left has become. They're literally trying to create a new legal standard where courts, not the president, decide who gets prosecuted. Oh, no. But here's the reality. The power to prosecute rests solely with the executive branch, and that means President Trump holds all the cards. Now, some Democrats, as you can imagine, have suggested that the court should somehow force President Trump and his administration to either prosecute Adams or dismiss the case with prejudice so it can never be brought again. Well, the problem is that's not how the system works. President Trump's DOJ has every right to leave the case open-ended, keeping Adams under their thumb. That's just smart politics. That's just smart strategy. And the Democrats are only complaining because they know their own corrupt officials could be next. And let's not forget something. Let's really pay attention to what's happening here. The real reason the left is freaking out, the real reason is because they know President Trump is setting a precedent. For years, they weaponized the DOJ to target their political opponents, thinking they would never lose control of the system. Now President Trump is flipping the script, using the same mechanisms they abused to clean house and take back power. And he's doing it legally and constitutionally and by the book, and without breaking a single rule and a single law. That's what terrifies them most. And at the end of the day, this case isn't about Eric Adams or the city of New York or Tom Homan. Oh, no. It's about Trump, President Trump, showing the radical left that the days of unchecked Democratic corruption are over. The Adams case is just the beginning. President Trump has built a DOJ that actually enforces the law instead of protecting the political elite. The left can cry and protest and file as many briefs as they want, but they can't change the fact that President Trump is in control. And here's the bottom line, and listen carefully. The more the left panics, the more it proves that Trump is winning. The Democrats thought they had built an unstoppable machine of political lawfare. But now that President Trump has the reins, they're realizing that their own tactics are being used against them. They don't get it yet. The DOJ belongs to the president. The courts do not get to dictate prosecutions. And with Trump leading the charge, the days of Democratic corruption running rampant are coming to a swift and brutal end. And that's the reality, my friends. What do you think, dear friends? What do you think? I would love to hear from you. Please, I ask you two things. Number one, to subscribe. Number two, to like this video. And now to comment as you see fit.